Sup. My name is Ray for the Council Network. Welcome to the Flash Season 3 discussion. Basically, everything, my hopes and fears for the season, just a general discussion before Comic-Con San Diego gives us all the goody information that we may get. So, let's recap what happened in Season 2 and where it's going in Season 3 and wherever you think it's going in Season 3. So, we're getting Flashpoint. That's been confirmed because Barry went back in time to save his mom, of course, doing the thing that he's not supposed to do, that he's done in the comics before that creates Flashpoint, that gives us one of the greatest storylines ever. Now, I can't say until we actually get some info about who the main villain is, where Flashpoint was actually going TV-wise. I don't believe it's going to go the same way it did in the comic books or even in the Flashpoint animated movie that you can watch on Netflix. Great freaking movie, by the way. I can't say it's going that direction, but at the same time, I want to talk about a few aspects that could. So, DC has given the green light for CW to use Superman on Supergirl, and this means that if Supergirl crosses over to The Flash, then we get Superman. But there's one major player missing that was in Flashpoint, and no, I don't think he's coming, sadly enough, into the CW verse, because the deal would probably have to be cut with Fox, and then it's a lot of paperwork for everyone. I would love to see a Thomas Wayne Batman on the Flash, but most likely, probably what we're going to get is Robert Queen as the Green Arrow in the Flashpoint series. I think we'll see something along those lines, and I'm super hyped about seeing it because we did get it in Earth 2, so we could get in Earth 1. But there are a few things I do want to talk about retcon that will affect other shows. But I just want to mainly keep it down to what is happening on Flash, and I'll talk about Arrow and Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow next couple of days in their respective videos that I'm covering. So, the villain. We've had 2 years of speedsters. I'm okay with it, but it's good to have a change of pace, and I would love to see the Rogues take a big aspect of the entire season, coming together, building up. I got beat by the Flash. So did I. Let's break out of prison. Someone like the Trickster. I know Mark Hamill's schedule has been pretty damn busy with episode 8 of Star Wars, and possibly, I'm guessing he doesn't know about episode 9 yet, so who knows. But if they had time, Mark Hamill leading the Rogues as the Trickster, I think that'd be pretty damn dope. But I do think they're going a completely different route, and I will say why. So in the Rebirth series, they have Godspeed, but we're not going to be talking about Godspeed because I don't think we're going to see him. I just need to bring him up for relevancy here. So I think at some point in the near future, we probably will see Godspeed, but I think we're going to see Professor Zoom / Reverse Flash come back. And I think this time he'll be Professor Zoom instead of just Reverse Flash, because we haven't seen him as Professor Zoom. We've only seen him as the Reverse Flash. Now, Reverse Flash honestly kind of feels like the Malcolm Merlin. That's what I'm trying to say. He kind of feels like that villain that plays in the back and goes for his own benefit, and then eventually wants to have the one-on-one with our hero. And I hope that actually does come to pass. Who knows? Maybe even Caitlin will become an actual Killer Frost, and maybe it'll stick. But one thing I would love to see retcon from Season 1, because of just all the timey-wimey traveling that's going on, is the deaths. So Eddie's death, I would love to see him just come back as Cobalt Blue. And I know I said I didn't really want to see more speedsters as villains, but I'd love to see some kind of arc with him, even if it led into Season 4. I'd be absolutely down with it, because I want to see what they do with it. I think it'd be crazy just to have that on the show take place. Henry Allen's death, I honestly hope it gets retconned, because that hurt. That hurt as fuck to watch, man. The feels, because sometimes his dad's alive, sometimes his dad's dead, but jeez. Talk about having your heart ripped out. And I think the one everyone wants is Laurel Lance to come back, but I'll talk more about that on Arrow and pretty much why I don't think that's going to happen, sadly enough. So, let me talk about a few of the villains I would love to see during the season and who I'd love to see the big bad, but I don't think it would be, because they're doing the whole thing on Legends of Tomorrow and The Flash. I would love to see Captain Cold be the main villain, leading the I guess the rogues to go against Flash behind the scenes, and then Flash is like, "But you died," and he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about, Barry." Now the actor who plays Captain Cold is on Prison Break's return. I think it's Prison Break. Same with Heatwave, but kudos to them. So I don't think we're going to see them on every single episode, but that's something I would love to see in the near future. If not, Wally West taking the mantle of Kid Flash. We see he wants to be heroic. We just haven't seen the whole jumpstart thing like we did with Jesse Quick, and I'm hoping we do see some more Jesse Quick. But let's be honest, the more heroes they have on the scene, the worse the fights could end up being. I point to Arrow for this, and that's not a cheap shot. I'll be talking a lot about Arrow tomorrow on basically that. So the Death Flash, I can't remember. I want to say it's the Black Racer. I can't remember the exact character name for him, but it's who Zoom basically became, or everyone wants to assume became. I would love to see that thing just come to fruition. Get some hint about it. Just like an Easter egg towards it. And at some point, obviously, that happened. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else is there. I don't really. Oh, Earth 3. That's got to be explained. And I think we're gonna get more of that. Fucking assholes passing by. My bad. I think we're going to get more of that in Legends of Tomorrow and not so much in Flash, but the multiverse, I would love to see that be expanded upon. Again, I know that's the thing that we just pretty much had, but I mean much further than it has been. And the obvious one is Mirror Master needs to come to the Flash. I want him to have a giant arc with him, but who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I'm hyped for Comic-Con San Diego. I'm even more hyped for Comic-Con New York in October. But share your thoughts. What do you think they're going to take Flash Season 3? And let's see what happens next week. I'm Reed for the Council Network. And if you enjoy this content, then make sure to subscribe for more. There's a few more surprises coming this week. And I will see you later. As always, till next time. Peace.